Yo, who this fam? Yo, it's Big C. Yeah. Fire in the booth. Y'all about to feel this. Yo. 2 + 2, that's 4. -1, that's... Everyday man's on the cap. Coin market. Went for a walk in the park. That's not even likely. I don't need to go outside. You man can't even find me. Looking at them coins. Who's got the pumpy? Hold tight, my man. I don't want them dumpies. When the ting go boom, 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 you lot are scrutinizing. I just went all in. Multiplying. It's Big C, you know. That's going to be really hard to stop doing. You can really get into it. So my prediction of 1.5 trill by the end of next year is looking like a little bit too low. At this rate, at least. At this rate, we're going to hit there much sooner than by the end of next year. The market is flatlining vertically. At the moment, the 20K sell wall is pretty strong for Bitcoin. As much as it would be nice if there wasn't a sell wall, it's pretty fair to allow some people to take some profits after this meteoric rise. So we look set to stay below 20K at least for today. Also, interestingly enough, today is the day, and it happens around every 2 weeks, that there's a difficulty adjustment for Bitcoin. Today, the mining difficulty went up 17%, and it's the same day, and we've seen this repeated in the past, it's the same day that we see a spike for Bitcoin Cash. Now, I'm not trying to say that the fake pump is fake, but there's a strange correlation between the two. I was reading a lot today and getting a lot of opinions about Bitcoin and general cryptocurrency threads, which are not full of pro-Bitcoiners, but people that like different projects more than they like Bitcoin. And a lot of the criticism that was levied at Bitcoin was it's slow and expensive, and the development team have had a long enough time to sort their stuff out. So why haven't they? And Bitcoin's going down. As much as I think it's unfair to say it's the developers' problem that Bitcoin hasn't scaled instead of the miners being the ones responsible for that, I can understand those criticisms, and I think they're going to continue to increase, even though the market has proved that it's not speed or fees. Perhaps the most important thing is a trusted and secure network rather than speed and transaction fees. But regardless, I think people are discounting what Bitcoin is going to do in the future. There is a lot of minds, a lot of people behind Bitcoin, which are now starting to work on scaling now that we've got a transaction malleability fix. Won't get into that, but the doors are open now since SegWit to start scaling. With all that said, there doesn't necessarily need to be a number one to rule them all. There it does currently because it's the most traded pair, Bitcoin for anything else. But I think in future exchanges will allow more pairing, so we'll see higher liquidity with everything. It won't necessarily need this backbone. I'm not saying I don't see Bitcoin being number one in future. I do. I just don't think we need to have a number one, potentially. I don't know. No one can say that for sure. Like a lot of people who are pro Bitcoin Cash would say, yes, Bitcoin Cash needs to be number one. We're not sure what that would do for the market. Could be a good, it could be a really bad thing. But yes, Bitcoin definitely going to be number one for the foreseeable future, especially with things like this. Bill Myers Hedge Fund, okay? This man's in charge for a lot of money. Half of his funds are in Bitcoin. We're going to see more of that as well. The actual origin of HODL is 4 years old today. When I say actual, I mean actual. Come on, we know what the actual one is. Anyway, HODL. Here it is. I am hodling. I typed that title twice because I knew it was wrong for the first time. Still wrong. Whatever. Girlfriend out at a lesbian bar. Bitcoin crashing. Why am I holding? I'll tell you why. Good stuff. That post led to things like this. Could he have known the damage he was going to cause? There's an interesting discussion on RBTC. This is Roger Ver. He goes by the name Memory Dealers on his own subreddit. He said, I made Andreas a millionaire. That was his intention all along. Not to shame a man. No. I suspect he's pretty happy with my tweet. That got downvoted 1,100 times. It's widely talked about that this generation has it worse off than previous generations by quite a margin. I don't know. I'm not saying that's necessarily my opinion, but I have seen like basically degrees for a lot of people being totally useless, not like it was before. Like parents nowadays are all like, oh, you need to go to college, you need to get a degree. And there are so many unemployed degree holders, at least in my country. The system is tuned for a generation that is not us. So how do we change it around? Bitcoin. It's anti-establishment. It will disrupt the few who have gamed the system. Let's devalue the hoard of wealth they sit on. I share that, I leave you that preface mainly to set up this meme, which I freaking love. So what's going on in the market? Let's have a look. Request Network is live on its own testnet today. This is causing a pump. People are responding positively to a working product. Basically, it's nice to see an ICO actually come out with a product. Who else is doing that? Power Ledger is also doing that. What is causing this pump? Power Ledger signs agreement with someone to bring distributed renewable energy trading to Thailand. Pretty big news. However, the biggest news for today definitely has to go to VeChain. When I say big, I mean very big. VeChain has announced a national partnership with the government of China. Particular reference is made in this deal to a smart city which has been mandated to focus heavily on high-tech industries, VeChain being the blockchain of choice. This seems like a huge deal. The exact scale of it is yet to be seen. However, in terms of news announcements, this is probably as big as it gets, like ever. And thus the market reacts in tandem. Should I buy Ethereum or should I not? It seems almost impossible to lose right now in this giant bull run of a market. You can pick anything and make some money, it seems. But a word to the wise, be careful. It depends. If you pick the wrong coin while everything else is running off into the wind and you're still there, technically losing money, not trying to discourage you from looking at low market cap coins before a boom, not at all, but just be aware of the risks. I say that, but then have a look at this. This is a test. I'll leave a link to this. He's continuing to display his results. Buy and hold 31 of the top cryptocurrencies and hold them for 365 days without selling. Look at what it is. This week alone, he's made 75%. So look at this. This is even worse, right? Not worse. Great. It's great. All of these coins, it's reversed in the camera. All of these coins are up that much. Look how few are down. Everything's correcting upwards. So some coins that potentially are worth your time, lower market cap, although not exactly low, not by any chance, but that do have very, very high opinions about them. Kyber, Engine, hold on. I'll show you the coins. Kyber Network, Engine, Arc, Walton, Substratum, and Rayblocks. I thought it was Railblocks the first time I read it. Rayblocks. Best of luck to everyone trading. I'm going to have to make this a little bit of a short one. I'm off to see Star Wars, okay? I'm off to see Star Wars. I like Star Wars. I will happily see you guys in the next one. By the way, I upload weekdays, not on weekends. At least I don't. That's why I was featuring other content. I hear your thoughts. I hear the feedback. Was there some music playing on the Titanic? I'll have to find that in editing. Presuming you've all seen the Titanic. Boom, you done know. Man's enjoying this too much, you know. I can't stop. Yo, verse 2. Let's do this. Yo, Big C. When I come through the 4-door and the 4-4 and what the? Hello, my name is. I can't freestyle. Yeah, not to say my life. Trust me. If my life was on the line, I'd be dead.